way to have your opinion come and bite you in the butt. I got this in the mail. And yes, we're gonna go ahead and try it. So, Estee Lauder sent over their double wear foundation. I don't even know if this is gonna be the right shade. We're gonna try to make it work if it's not. Here's the thing. During the 21 days of beauty at Ulta, I had kind of given my opinions on the product that was being featured as part of the sale. This being one of them. What I was saying was this is not for everyone, and I still stand by that. I stand by what I said. It is not for everyone because this can either make or break your makeup if you have dry skin. This is an OG. I think the last time I used this was maybe like 5 years ago, maybe more. And I kind of had a love-hate relationship with it. If it was the summer months, it would kind of look great on my skin. If it wasn't and my skin felt dry because it's like winter, it felt so tight. That's what I recall. And so I could only give you my feedback based on what I remember. Now, let's be mindful that I like to tell people my name is Dory, even though it's not, because like from Finding Nemo, because I tend to forget a lot. I don't register a lot of things, but what I do remember about this foundation was that it was like a love-hate. It really depended on the season as to whether or not I loved it. This was all the rage back then because of, and it still is, because of how full coverage it is. It's not gonna dry, like set to a tacky finish. This was a go-to, not only because it, you know, back then it was like severe, full glam, I mean full coverage, like you're going to a red carpet, even though you're just going to the post office, right? A staple in collections of people who had severe acne breakouts, rosacea, a lot of redness on their skin. That's how full coverage it is. I appreciate that they sent it, but you guys know I'm gonna give you real review no matter what. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Back then, I had a love-hate relationship. I wonder if I were to tweak it based on what I like today, whether or not I'm gonna like this product. I'm not gonna do a full wear test, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna apply with a sponge on one side and a brush on the other. Back then, I would mainly use a brush. Another thing I recall is this doesn't have one of those pumps. I remember going online and finding a pump that would work, placing an order, and then adding my own pump to this baby. Nowadays, everybody has a pump, but they've stayed true to their original launch and no pump. Although I feel like nowadays you can actually go onto the website and order a pump if you wanted to. I could be wrong. This is gonna be the Double Wear Foundation. They sent mine in the shade 4N3 Maple Sugar. I kind of feel like it's gonna work, but I kind of feel like, I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep the skin with the Merit Beauty. This is like a 2-in-1, so it's a priming moisturizer. I actually really like her. This here is what it looks like on the back of my hand. It kind of looks slightly darker than what I need. So we're gonna apply her the way that I would today. I'm gonna go lightweight with it because I don't do that whole 15 pumps of makeup on the skin. Worst case, I can always kind of balance it out with concealer. It is slightly darker. Okay. Stay in place. It's the same thing I got before. Do not mind the change, like the difference in color, because we're gonna fix that with a little bit of powder and stuff. I don't remember this being dewy. Do you see how dewy this is? And I know I have a moisturizer underneath. I don't remember it being dewy. I remember it being like a flat. I don't know if they reformulated. I'm gonna Google that. Has Estee Lauder reformulated their Double Wear Stay in Place foundation? We're learning something new. Okay, that's why it looks, I'm glad we're giving it another chance. Okay, it is. Okay, it says, yes, Estee Lauder has reformulated their Double Wear Foundation in a few ways. Apparently, they reformulated it so it wouldn't be as flat and heavy on the skin. I'm glad we're giving this baby a try. Okay. I know the color is bothering you. It's bothering me too. We're gonna fix that, I promise. I'm excited. Do you see this shift in like just my vibe? It's starting to dry down, so it's not as dewy. It's really not all that tacky. Oh, I'm excited. The original formula, like you would go like this and you could just see how, like you could see the pigment on your skin. It was so heavy. Let's go in with a brush on the other side. I know this is not a weird test, but I really want to give it like a good old go. And then we're gonna let this side set so that we can compare what it looks like, but I can already tell you there's more coverage on the brush side over the sponge side, but that is expected. I do wish they would have updated at least the packaging to the point that like you don't have to buy a pump on the side. Sponge side, barely any tack. I'm still pretty dewy, which is kind of like what people are going for nowadays. And you can still see my little freckles, which is awesome sauce. On this side, way more coverage for sure. So I pretty much have like double the coverage on this side. Slightly more tackier, but remember, a beauty sponge is going to lift a lot of that tack and stuff prior to its setting, where a sponge is not necessarily going to do that. I am gonna go ahead and balance out the skin really, really fast. And the like quickest and easiest way to do that is as follows. If you're interested, just apply your concealer. And at this point, you're gonna bring it down a notch, bring it up. I am going to apply some concealer here. On this side here, I am gonna bring it in here, as well as here. I'll use the beauty sponge to really blend that out. I'll use a powder that's brightening to kind of balance everything out as well. And I am going to skip on bronzer because I'm darker already. So I just need to brighten the areas that are supposed to be lighter, and then we can skip on bronzer. I figured some of you might want to actually see it, as in for it to make sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of fast forward through this. A little bit of music in the background, but you'll get it. Oh, and I added a little more concealer here. All right, friends, and here we have it. So let's really take a look at it. Like here we have way more. This is medium right here. Medium coverage. I still have some dewiness going on. As you saw in the fast forwarding part, I didn't set the entire skin because I wanted some dewy, you know, some healthy radiance seeping through. You can see it here. You can see it on the forehead. So okay. I was gonna say something. Let's just kind of keep going forward. So what we did was reverse contour in order to make this foundation work for me, like this shade. If you want a more in-depth video dedicated to how to reverse contour, let me know in the comments. I hope you're engaging with the video anyway, right? So like anything that you do, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. Make sure that you are interactive with the video because that helps YouTube customize your feed going forward in your experience here on the platform, but it also helps my channel out. Make sure you comment and you let me know if you want a little more detail on reverse contouring. I am a makeup artist, so I was able to kind of make the foundation work. And I'm always happy to share tips and tricks to help you at home. That way you can actually enjoy your makeup and not stress over shades, not stress over formulas and all that good stuff. So back to the foundation. It looks so good. I'm so mad. I mean, I'm glad that they sent it, right? But I'm so mad that I hadn't tried it since it was I had heard it was reformulated, but life was lifing and I guess it's just kind of like one ear out the other, right? I really like the sponge side. It feels lightweight. It looks lightweight. You can still see through to my freckles. It's not settling in pores. I do have little like fine lines and stuff that are coming through. Leave me alone. I'm 38. It looks so good. And even here in this corner, it looks really nice. If I'm going to do day-to-day wear, I would probably blend this out with a sponge. It just looks softer on the skin. And then if I want to like do dinner or a night of glam, I don't do heavy full coverage like that. Even heavy full coverage foundations, I go really lightweight with it. Sometimes I'll even loosen the formula up with a little bit of a moisturizer because I know what I like. I would totally use this foundation with a brush because it's not that heavy flat coverage. It still looks really pretty. I'm not mad at it. I'm kind of mad at myself. If you have really, really dry skin, you might actually want to try this foundation. Yes, you would have to make sure that you still moisturize, hydrate the skin. But I feel like even with dry skin, if you skin prep and then apply this, you might be able to pull off a little bit of powder and it won't be crazy drying, if that makes sense, because it doesn't feel drying. The old formula did this here. They really improved it. People with normal combo, this is what it would look like on your skin. It looks so good. And people with really oily skin at this point, you are going to have to skin prep because you're already naturally dewy and this is dewy. And then you want to make sure that you use a powder to set it. But I feel like it would feel very comfortable. A quick shout out to my channel members, an amazing group of people supporting the channel at a higher level. If you have not already signed up for channel memberships and you're interested in unlocking exclusive perks, feel free to hit the join button below. I know this review was like a quick, short something, but it was a lot of fun. As always, I want to hear your thoughts, so make sure you have left a comment below. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.